Welcome, brave seekers, to Unlock, the escape room in a box. With the purchase of nearly any Unlock-branded game, you receive a most fortuitous tutorial scenario to assist you in grasping the mechanics of the game. That very package is what we will be playing today. To begin, we must first procure the necessary tools to aid in our escape. One person in your party will need to download the Unlock app from the App Store on their mobile device. This is critical, as it will be used throughout your entire adventure. If you are playing the Star Wars edition of the game, you will need to download the Star Wars version of the Unlock app. Once your party's volunteer has downloaded and installed the correct Unlock app, they will need to select the set of adventures your particular Unlock box contains. Simply reference the pictures and find the one that matches. Once the proper adventure banner has been chosen, select your specific room from the drop-down graphic to view your timer and tools screen. For this walkthrough, however, we will select the tutorial button found at the top of the screen, directly beneath the Unlock title logo. Should it suit your fancy, you may select this button as well and follow along in real time. Please note that we will be completing the tutorial for the basic Unlock app. Those using the Star Wars Unlock app will simply need to watch as the tutorial that comes with those adventures is different. However, the basic gameplay remains the same. Once you have arrived at the Timer and Tools page, seen here on the left, look at your packet of cards. Some scenarios will have starter cards with informative background information for you to read before starting the timer, while others will present this text via the app on your phone. In either case, read the introduction aloud to your whole party. Press the play button to start the timer and begin your adventure. For this tutorial, the introduction reads, "Welcome to Unlock. This very simple tutorial will introduce you to the game's rules. Once you're done, you'll be able to play all of the adventures. For this first adventure, you are at the top floor of an office building for an interview with the Unlock Secret Society. The manager welcomes you with a smirk. He leaves you in a seemingly trivial room and locks the door behind him. Launch the app, select the tutorial scenario, and then press Start. You now have 10 minutes to get out. Flip this card over. Now, with that, make sure to start your timer, and let's begin our escape. It would appear the reversed side of the introduction card depicts an overhead view of the room we are currently in. According to the photograph, there are several items in this room whose numbers correspond with cards in our deck. Specifically, we see numbers 11, 21, 35, 42, and 69. Knowing that these objects are available to us, we should draw the associated cards from our deck and flip them face up. It is important to never reveal a card until a previous card leads you to do so. This is how you find the clues necessary to escape from the room. You may notice that each card we have revealed is color-coded along the top. These colors indicate what we can do with the object in question. For example, cards 35 and 42, the locked cabinet and the television screen, both have red puzzle pieces on them, indicating that they are objects that can interact with blue puzzle cards. These cards cannot interact with one another, but if you join them with a blue card, you can add the two cards' numeric values together, the result of which is a number corresponding with a new card from your deck. Ah, and here's just such a blue card now. But let us set aside this card for just a moment to take a look at the last type of object in our deck. We will come back to this in but a moment. Green cards are known as machine cards, indicated by the gear icon in the top right. As the text of the card states, these cards must be solved by using the machine button on the Tools screen of your Unlock app. As an example, the exit door card, number 21, requires a digital code to be entered in order to open. We, of course, do not have this code quite yet, and we do not seem to have any other cards that can help us find it, so let's set it and the other machine card aside for now. Remember that blue puzzle card with the key on it? We should be able to use that in conjunction with one of our red puzzle cards. Logically, the key would not do much of anything with a television screen except scratch it all up, so that doesn't seem particularly useful. To confirm this, we can add the numerical values of the key and the TV screen together. The result is 53, which does not correspond to any other card remaining in our deck. This little trick will not always work, however. Sometimes your deck will contain cards with number values equal to incorrect combinations. Should you flip these cards face up, you will receive a penalty that will reduce the amount of time you have left to escape the room. So be wise about your card choices. You cannot simply flip cards all willy-nilly and hope to succeed. By process of elimination, it is fairly safe to assume that the key goes with the locked cabinet. By adding the two numbers together, 11 and 35, we get the number 46, and the answer to what happens to the locked cabinet when we use the key on it. The cabinet opens. Your new card will then instruct you to discard the key card, number 11, and the locked cabinet card, number 35, as we have no further use for them. Look carefully at this card. What do you see? You might have noticed the odd pattern on the side of the chest that looks similar to the dot pattern on the green machine card, number 69. Let's remember that, but set it aside for now, as we still have nothing to use on the machine. What else do you see? Yes, the number 16 is hidden in the wood on the inside of the chest. Always look carefully at each card for hidden symbols and numbers, as they may lead you to your next clue. With the new information found within the cabinet, we can now safely flip card number 16 over to find an electrical wire. I have a pretty good idea where we can use this. Our investigative prowess leads us to deduce that this card can be used with the grid machine somehow. Let's try it by following the directions on the machine card. In the app, you should see the machine button on the right-hand side, circled here in green. Once you click on the button, enter the card's number, in this case 69, to open that particular machine. Once open, we receive a note which reads, "To use this machine, you must press the buttons matching the right pins and press OK. You lose 1 minute per error. It is best to first understand which are the right pins before using it." So, in essence, we are attaching the electrical wire to this circuit. How do we know which 2 pins to connect? Well, if you recall, we've already seen a pattern similar to this machine's layout, etched into the side of the cabinet we opened earlier. Let's exit the note and press the 2 dots that would create that same pattern with our electrical wire. It seems we've gotten a new clue. Adding this new red number to our wire card's value gives us 25, which just so happens to be the last card in our deck. Let's go ahead and flip that over now. We have successfully restored power to the room. We can now discard the cards 16, 46, and 69, as we have already used them and will not need them again, as indicated on the card. Card 25 is also a new kind of card called a modifier. It cannot be used on its own, but can be used in conjunction with another puzzle piece, either red or blue, depending on what the card tells you. In this instance, we are able to add a value of 6 to another red card in our possession with this modifier card. Looking at the cards we have left, only one card makes sense: the red puzzle piece 42. By adding 6 to 42, thereby restoring power to the TV, we get 48, which reveals a code on the screen. As we needed a code in order to leave the room, let's give it a try. Look at your app again and click on the code button, circled here in green. Put the card number for the exit in, 21, and then type in the code, 7239. Alas, so close. We've entered the code in the wrong order, it seems. Let's refer back to the exit door and the TV screen to determine what we need to change. Let's pretend for just a moment that we are not hyper-intelligent super sleuths, and we've gotten stumped at this point. If you did, or if you got stuck at any point in your game, you can use the hint button in the app, as shown here in the green circle. One final important piece of advice, dear adventurers. Some unlock games include rooms that contain hidden objects. There are none in this tutorial, but you could always click the Hidden Objects button, circled in red, and enter the number on a room card or a piece of furniture to check. Of course, we didn't get stuck. We noticed the colors for the letters in the word exit are in a different order than the colors for the numbers on the television screen. Let's enter our code again, this time rearranging the numbers so their colors match the order in which they are presented on the door. This gives us 9372. Congratulations! You have passed the test and successfully escaped the room. Once you have completed the adventure, you will receive some vital statistics regarding your performance, including the time taken, number of hints used, time penalties, and more. You will also receive a star rating out of a possible 5, based on a combination of all these factors. And with that, my clever companions, you are ready to well and truly dive into the world of Unlock. Return to the main menu of your app, choose your adventure set and appropriate scenario, and tap Begin. Your adventure awaits.